happy 50th episode.
Holy crapoly. It is our 50th episode
of main content.
Of main content. Yeah, technically we have, 52?
This would be 52, yeah, with 2 book clubs, I believe.
Yeah, but we aren't counting the book clubs because that is not the main form of content that we started with. So happy 50th. I can't believe that we're here already. Like, the fact that it's been a year and...
Almost a year, yeah.
Almost a year. And it feels like we started like maybe a month ago, 2 months ago.
Yeah, it honestly, like, in my head, we started in November. And so I'm like, oh, we still have a few months. No, we started in September. August, September. We started recording in September last year, but didn't post anything. Or was it August?
I think we started in August.
We started recording.
We did like the faux episode, the trial.
Oh, so no, we started recording in September, August, sorry. And God, my months. So we started recording in August. We did Barbarian, Einsmen, and Grave Encounters that month. And then they all got released September 1st. And then we had, or September 7th, right. I think. And then
we did 3 episodes before we released them.
Yeah. So we had a little bit of...
So we had a little something in case someone watched one and was like, "Ooh, I want more."
Yeah. And so we technically, August, which makes sense because it's July now. Or this is our first episode of August?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the first episode. So yeah, no, like here in 2 weeks.
Wow.
We'll be at a year.
I would have baked a cake, but I've been in the pits for like 2 weeks. So I struggle to even cook dinner. So, for celebrations, I think, I don't know, we'll have to plan something.
We talked about doing maybe a live stream of a tier list of all the movies we've done so far.
That's right.
So we'll see if we can get that done at the end of the month. We got some exciting, cross your fingers, hopeful stuff happening this month.
Got a lot of good, we went over the list of movies that we want to do. We got a pretty good lineup. I'm actually really excited for like pretty much all of the movies that we're coming up on here in the next few months.
Yeah, and on that note, I know it's early for y'all, but scheduling wise, we're already looking into the holiday season. So if you have any holiday recommends, please send them our way. That's
not just October either, like Halloween. We're talking like we want Christmas scary
October, November, December is the holiday season for us.
Yeah, and that includes spooky movies of all ilk.
Yes. So, and however, for spooky season, I want your scariest recommendations, but I also like thematic movies.
Yes.
They have to be Halloween themed.
We'll probably do 2 of the scariest that we can find and 2 of the themiest. This can also be a very early sign for you to go and listen to our Black Christmas episode if you haven't already, because we already talked about it. We're definitely doing one of the remakes.
Yes, because we loved the first one. I've heard that the second...
sorry.
I heard that because there's 2 remakes. I heard the second remake is really bad, and I haven't heard anything about the third remake. So we're talking about maybe doing a remake for Christmas. No, we are going to do one because we want to watch the first one again. But that is, so far, I think our favorite movie I have not seen that we have covered on the podcast.
Yeah.
Or I'm sorry. Yeah, that makes sense. I hadn't seen it before the podcast.
Yes. 100%.
Also, just so you guys are aware, if you hear any weird sounds, there's a literal dust storm happening outside right now. Like, we can barely see the neighborhood across the ways.
Yeah,
houses?
It's just like dusty and windy, and there's a lot of rattling going on. So if that translates into the podcast, I apologize. But there's a raindrops hitting my window.
Maybe we'll get a storm.
I hope so, because it hasn't fucking rained over here.
Oh yeah, dude, no, it's been storming over at my place.
You're like 30 minutes away.
I know.
And you get all the rain and it just dries out over. It's all just dust. But it's fine because today we are covering what I would consider to be an initial benchmark for when everything changed in the horror movie industry.
So what's so interesting about Insidious is I didn't realize who the director was.
Oh, yeah?
I didn't know he also did Saw and The Conjuring. And if you all don't know, that's James Wan and I think it's Leigh? I don't know how to say the last name either. Whannell?
Leigh Whannell?
Leigh, which is usually Leigh.
I think it's Leigh.
Or Lee. I don't know.
Leigh Whannell.
They've been cohorts for a hot second and have done shit together. Did not realize it was them.
Yeah.
Insidious was actually spawned because of Saw getting the whole like torture porn tag with all of that, and so they wanted to make Insidious, which has no gore, the exact opposite of Saw. Which honestly, y'all, if you don't know, the first Saw does not have that much gore.
No.
You don't get into that until way later. Oh, I can hear the rain.
Yeah, this is like...
Oh, this is perfect.
This is so atmospheric, and how perfect for our 50th episode, and even more so the fact that we're doing Insidious, because goddamn, like after the first time I watched this movie, I fucking pirated it, me and my friends, and we were watching it on my friend's shitty laptop on a day like this, where it was like raining and kind of cloudy and dark, and we were just like, yeah, we want to get fucking scared. This movie set the new bar for me at the time of being like, oh my god. You watch it now, and it's got some pretty cheap effects at some points, or just some like...
It's just average. Like,
yeah.
In comparison to movies we've talked about from 2024 to now, it's just an average horror movie.
Movies have evolved over the years, for sure, but it was, at the time, genuinely so unsettling. Insidious freaked me the fuck out.
It was one of those ones where this was genuinely something that freaked people out.
Yeah.
It was... I don't want to say it was I do remember watching it, but this came out in 2010. So my movie of choice at this time was Dead Silence.
Interesting.
Which, have you seen that?
I have not.
It's a ventriloquist dummy movie.
Ooh.
I would like to cover it eventually. It's one of the ones that me and my friend group in high school watched a lot.
Fucking hate dummies and dolls. I mean, I'm willing to do the movies, but god damn, I'm just gonna be like in my office with my fucking toothless hoodie blanket, just like cuddled up in a ball.
Oh, especially because you're gonna watch it with headphones. Dude, this movie... Oh.
Insidious was rough to watch with headphones.
Really? Oh, no, that makes sense. Like
yeah.
The creaking and the Foley and the sounds.
The violin. The drastic and like extreme violin strumming at such a high note that like pitches down the like... No. Fuck off with that, please. I'm affected by the noises. I feel it in my bones. And it just makes me want to curl up into a ball and die.
So it's really hard to do behind the scenes and get information on movies that have a shit ton of sequels, because you have to slog through everyone talking about the newest one or their favorite one. So I don't have too much for this one, which is technically the middle movie. Because release order, this is the first movie that came out.
Yeah.
Chronologically, Last Key and Chapter 3 are prequels.
Oh, interesting.
And then Chapter 2 and The Red Door are sequels. So this is smack dab in the middle.
That's wild. I mean, I guess, like, it makes sense, you know, like, a lot of the times someone builds a universe like that. If you start in a certain place with enough established, especially in this story where you get the pretense of, oh, okay, so there were things in this dude's past, and, you know, so, like, it's easy to make prequels and sequels to just like expand the universe as a whole.
Have you seen all of the Insidious movies?
I've seen a couple of them. I don't remember much from any of them besides the first. Well, I do remember a bit of the second one. Mainly, we can't talk about it because it's
spoilers.
Yeah, maybe we'll talk about it at the end.
Okay. Yeah, I think I've seen this Chapter 2 and then Chapter 3, and I have not seen The Red Door or Last Key.
I don't think I've seen Red Door or Last Key, so sorry, I'm shuffling.
Do you have any other opening thoughts before we get into this one? Yes, we know the demon looks like Dark Maul. Everyone talks about it. It's the worst thing about this movie, in my opinion, by the way.
Yeah, I agree.
We'll address that off the bat. I
love the actor who plays the main dude. What's his name? David?
Josh. His actor name is Patrick Wilson. I love him. He's great. Whether it's like the Conjuring series, him and, you know, like Ed and Lorraine Warren, or him in Insidious, like,
I just fucking, anytime he's on screen, I'm like, oh, we're gonna get into something creepy as fuck.
It's weird because now not Insidious, The Conjuring is more prevalent in my head than Insidious is. So I'm so used to him being a believer that when it's a movie where he's not, I'm just like, what's wrong with you? Why is this happening?
It's so funny.
So we get opening credits and, all the standard. Then we get this orb that has some credits on it. And then the orb turns upside down and it turns out it's actually a light. And we zoom in on this kid who is sleeping. And then it cuts to a kitchen with a woman standing outside. Then zooms in on a decrepit old lady in a veil. And they're all still images, kind of. They're almost like prehistoric GIFs where only one thing moves.
Camera's like walking through the house. It like starts in the bedroom.
You're right.
And it's looking at the kid. And then the camera, like, as if you're someone walking, but there's no like head bob or anything. It's the camera's smooth.
Steady cam.
It moves out of the bedroom and like kind of pans and turns toward the entrance of the bedroom. And you look out and there's like the kitchen and you see the shadow of this lady in the window. As the camera moves forward, she moves out of view. The camera like goes and turns another corner and she's standing there with a candle, this creepy ass fucking bride, almost like
it's
like The Exorcist kind of vibes a little bit.
Yeah, so she's dressed in all black with the black veil, like a mourner. But and
when she comes into view on the screen, we're immediately hit with that violent violin that starts at such a high screeching pitch. It's someone just going to fucking town on the high strings, like as fast as they can. Yeah,
so I jumped ahead because right after this happens, it cuts to still photos of a different house.
Yes.
And they're all in black and white. You get the violin ramped up to 11 this entire time. And some of the photos you can see some weird happenings, some weird movements. One is like a shot of a hallway and you see footprints appear, like bare footprints appear and disappear. You see someone move outside a window, just like a little bit of eerie things, but then some not so eerie shots of just like down the hallway with a grandfather clock and then up the stairs. And this goes on for a while.
For 3 minutes.
Is there 3 minutes? It's a second.
The only reason I know is because about a minute in, I said, how long is this? And I looked at it and I said, oh, I have 2 more minutes of this.
So it's a lot. And then the final picture is this woman sleeping all in black and white. And then it fades into color. And we get introduced to Renee, who's sleeping in her bed with her husband, Josh, who
snoring
is
away.
Snoring like crazy. Those are some good snore noises, by the way.
100%.
She goes downstairs and they just moved into this new house. There's a bunch of boxes everywhere. Like they literally just moved in that week, like still getting everything up and running. She is in a matching PJ set. So it's one of those button-down PJs, and I don't know, it's like Tom and Jerry or something, has some kind of cartoons on it. She puts some books away and then comes across a photo album, and she's flipping through the photo album when Dalton comes downstairs wearing the same PJs. They have matching PJs. It's kind of cute.
So cute. I hope you know, I'm gonna do that with my daughter. I don't give a fuck if they're pink and like girly as shit. I'm gonna have matching PJs. Also, in the next... Probably in the next few months, you're gonna hear me talk about babies a lot.
Hope we got some things on the horizon. We'll talk about it a little later. No jinxing things.
Yeah, you know what? We'll
wait. There might be some paternity leave to where we have to record a few in advance.
Yeah,
we got to figure that out.
We'll see.
So Dalton sits in Renee. Oh, her name also is spelled Renai.
Is it?
Yes.
Renai.
It was very, I don't know. It felt like one of those like dark fantasy romance books where it's like Zyland and all of the weird names.
Jaraseth.
Pretty much.
All right, bro.
So Dalton sits in Renee's lap and they're flipping through photos and she's like, do you know who that is? And he's like, no. She's like, that's your mom. And he's like, you're so old now, Mom. Oh my God. The kid's like 8. Like, oof, you're old. How old are you? Like 30? They go back and forth and just, chit-chatting a little bit. He wants to see pictures of his dad when his dad was little. And she says he's horrible at keeping pictures and they don't have any of when he was a kid. They talk a little bit more. And when Callie wakes up, it's their baby sister crying in the room. She says, it's time to get everyone up, get the house going. The house is, all I could think of was the song Mr. Mom. It's a
Oh,
country
dude,
song.
I was literally thinking of the movie Mr. Mom.
Yeah, also works. She's
So
on the
funny.
phone asking for a human, just, representative. Callie's crying. The kids are screaming for breakfast. Everything is happening.
One of the
all at
kids
once.
is on the floor pouring his bowl of cereal.
Foster. And can I tell you, I forgot there was another son.
Yeah.
I remember Callie because of the nursery. I didn't know her name, but totally spaced there was another son. He's irrelevant to the story.
It's because, not really spoilers. He's just not there, halfway through the movie.
No.
He's just
gone. Why did
not around.
Why did they have another kid? And there's no reason to cast 2 kids for this.
It literally, there's one scene that makes sense.
Yeah.
But that's it.
I don't know. So we have the 3 kids. We have Foster, Dalton, and Callie. She finally gets someone on the line, and Josh is a freaking useless dad. Comes in and doesn't even take the kids to school, won't pick them up from school, and just grabs some toast and leaves. So off the bat, I'm just, wow. Okay, this is where we're going. We're starting off with you as a grade A dad. Cool.
Yeah.
Later, Callie is down for a nap while Renee's at the piano. She is composing. It seems like she has a song and she's typing out what? She's jamming on the piano, writing it down in front of her when she hears crying coming from the baby monitor. And we all know what baby monitors mean in fucking horror movies. We did Signs. Cannot be great. You hear over the baby monitor. She goes up to calm her down. And then once she's calmed down, she lays her back in the crib and hears some weird creaking. But this is an old house. It could be some pipes. It could just be the house settling. It's an old freaking house.
Yeah.
She goes then to check the attic, which is semi-furnished or semi-done. Sorry, it's got a floor, but nothing else.
Yeah.
The walls are still just bare bones. There is a light bulb hanging from the middle of the ceiling, which she has to climb a decrepit ladder on the side to get to. One of the rungs breaks. And instead of leaving it broken, she fixes it. She pops it back up for the next person to stand on and break it. I don't know. With my ADHD, there's no way, because I would definitely forget it was broken.
Yeah, I'll never understand why someone will look at a house like that and be like, "Oh, it's antique. I love it. Let's move in."
That's me.
Listen, man. It's like buying a dying car, knowing that you just are going to have to pour so much time and money and energy into it.
You mean my 2003 Mustang in my garage?
Okay, well, cars may be a bad analogy because that's hobbies for a lot of people, right?
That night, Josh finally gets home, and he said the house looks great, and it looks great. Renee has unpacked everything. Everything looks great. The only thing is she can't find her box of sheet music.
He's like, "Well, I know we brought it." And she's like, "I know. I packed it and brought it."
I just don't know where it went.
Yeah.
We have Dalton is in a superhero cape playing with a shark toy and a sword. Downstairs, you have Mom, Dad, Callie, and Foster. And I don't know about you, but they're playing with the baby, and Foster's asleep on his lap. Or on Renee's lap. I would be wondering where my other child is.
Yeah.
And they're just I don't know, maybe once you hit 3, you're just there's peace and quiet and everything's okay. Who knows?
But Dalton's just at the top of the stairs, by himself, just playing. And then the fucking door that leads up to the attic just swings open behind him, creaking loud as fuck. And he looks over and he ends up making his way into the attic.
He's got a little camp lantern.
Really bright, almost bluish colored LED camping lights, which I love because that just really reinforces the color tone of the movie.
Yeah.
It's almost like neon in a way in some scenes, but not futuristic. It's more of just when there are colors, they're really vibrant, but then there is a lot of lack of color otherwise.
Yeah.
Almost like a Zack Snyder film kind of, but not black and white, just kind of
muted.
Yeah. And so when you get these specific shots, they just feel more intense.
Yeah.
You know.
That's a good way.
But he goes up into the attic and doesn't he go to try and turn the light on, or he like moves the ladder over to try and...
No, so he's like holding at the lantern and he's like looking for a light
switch.
switch.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And then sees the light and then he looks at the ladder and he's trying to do what Renee did, but she's obviously a lot taller than he is. He's trying to use the ladder that is already tilted on the wall and then just lean over and pull it, but he's...
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, 2.5 feet tall, 3 feet tall, and she's a full grown-ass woman. He gets to the rung that is broken, steps on it, falls down, hits his head in a loud thump, and then looks around and starts screaming.
And then we cut downstairs, them sitting around fine, and then you hear Dalton screaming, and there's this dramatic string sound that hits.
There's like 33 violins or something used for this movie.
Yeah, it's fucking intense.
There's a lot of...
But they jump up, they run upstairs, and they find Dalton laying there, and they're like, dude, what were you doing up here?
They get up there, he's crying, obviously. They freak out, and understandably, he fell off the ladder, right? But this is the type of freak out that made me not want to tell my parents when I was hurt. Because they are like, why were you up here? What were you doing? Are you okay? And like very anxious, but it comes across very angry.
Yeah.
They also find Renee's sheet music up there.
Mm-hmm.
Which was interesting. But they take him downstairs. He says his leg hurts a bit, but otherwise he's okay. Oh, Renee also marks the attic off limits from now on. It's too dangerous. Don't come up here. They tuck him in, saying he needs to be more careful. Josh points to a photo that Dalton has drawn of him as a superhero flying, saying you might be a superhero, but that doesn't make you invincible. And I thought that was cute that they let him be his own little superhero.
Yeah.
They go to their room to go to bed. They have like a kind of sweet moment where they're talking about letting her take time off for her to write her music and get things going, and he tells her that she should write a song about him and how hot he is and pretty and how amazing, and worst thing you can tell someone who writes music to write something about you.
Yeah, that's it's pretty crazy, not gonna lie.
It's like the sweater curse for knitting. And do you know about this?
It's like, oh, if you wear a sweater that you knitted yourself, everyone around you will ask you to knit one for them.
No, if you knit a sweater for a significant other, you'll be broken up by the time it's done.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's like a curse of sweaters. You make a sweater for someone and it's bound to end in tragedy.
Good thing I don't know how to knit.
I love knitting. I prefer knitted garments over crocheted because I don't like all the freaking holes.
Don't knit me no sweaters, because I like hanging out with you, man.
So we get a shot of downstairs in this little hallway off the stairs where there's a grandfather clock, goodness, that ticks. A sink is dripping, everyone's asleep. And in Dalton's room, there's a weird shadow thingy outside his door, or not his door, I'm sorry, his window, and there's some rustling of leaves and some weird sounds. In the morning, everyone's up, and Josh goes upstairs to get Dalton, who's still sleeping, sound on his back, and Dad's like, yeah, like, get up, Dalton, this isn't funny, like, you're gonna be late, blah, 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 like, no, I'm serious, so you need to get up, joking with him until he goes over to Dalton, who has not budged. And he's like, Dalton, I need you to wake up, and he puts his hand on his chest and just shakes him, just, Dalton,
yeah.
And Dalton is not waking up.
It cuts to them in the hospital talking to a doctor who is like, he has no brain damage. All of his brainwaves are normal, but he is in a coma of sorts. Like, he is...
It's not technically a coma, but that's all we can call it.
Yeah, because there is no waking from this sleep, but he is alive and healthy.
As much as you can be.
But, maybe him falling and hitting his head. I don't know. What fucking happened?
Yeah, no one can tell them anything.
Mm-hmm.
We get 3 months later, and Dalton is moved home.
A nurse is teaching Renee how to, like, do the feeding tube and stuff. Halfway through the demonstration, the nurse's voice starts to drown out, and it just zooms in on Renee, who is understandably just in a fucking catatonic state of sorts.
She's just a wreck.
Staring at her comatose son, who is 8 years old.
They're young. All of the kids are really young.
And for there to be absolutely no reason on top of it, like, I feel like that definitely adds another layer of the hell, because if you don't know what it is, then you don't know how to fix it.
Exactly.
Or you don't know what there is to do to maybe wake him up. And Oh, it just sucks.
It's terrifying. This is the real horror of the movie.
Yeah.
Watching your kid and not knowing how to help. She goes downstairs, or she's downstairs playing the piano, but it's no good. She was playing beautifully before and singing, and this time you can hear her miss keys and it sounds bad and she can't write anything, and she just stops at one point, just shaking her head.
I know I've been like tangenting, but I just have to ask, have you ever been in a state like that where like you physically can't even like properly do the... It's fucking awful.
It's really rough.
It's like how I picture, guys crawling through the desert on their hands and knees looking for water. You're just like, like I can't move. I can't exist.
So I never understood it. I always thought people were being dramatic. Like it was just a movie dramatic, dramatizing of the situation, right? Until it happened to me and I physically could not do things like without crying.
Yeah, there is like a loss of physical motor skill when you're in a certain detrimental headspace that it shuts your body down.
Yeah, it's debilitating.
So I mean,
poor Renee.
I fucking feel for this woman a lot because she just...
And she's like going through it alone because where the fuck is Josh? Staying late at work every fucking night. He's a teacher, by the way. There is some static on the baby monitor. And then some like distant murmuring,
like weird mumbles,
and maybe some like weird chuckling. And as soon as I heard any type of murmuring, my first thought was like radio, but then my second thought was get my child.
Yeah.
She sits on the piano bench listening to this until a male voice starts saying, give it to me, I fucking want it, clear as day, and then bolts upstairs.
Well, and then it yells at the very end, is like, I want it now! And then it gives another dramatic violin chord, and she fucking, like, reels back in panic, and then runs upstairs into the baby room.
Callie's standing there crying, but there's no one there.
Yeah, by all means, this movie is not the scariest I've seen, but it creeps me the fuck out in just the right way that Kieran the storm outside is not helping me to just feel jumpy.
Gotcha.
I'm fine though. I'm just a fucking wiener. I'd fucking definitely go hang out at Weenie Hut Jr. with all the homeboys.
Getting some ice cream.
Yeah, eating a fucking sundae like a weenie.
So she gets Callie out of the crib. There's no one in the room. She checks the closet. She checks everywhere. There's no one there. That night, she is tucking Foster into bed and sees that he got an award that day, and he didn't tell anyone because he doesn't... He feels bad. Like, it's a thing where he's like, oh, I don't want to burden them or whatever, He doesn't want to... Even though it's something good, it's another thing they have to think about, right? So he doesn't tell anyone. She says she's going to go tell his dad, and he's going to be so happy for him, and he says he's scared.
Yeah, she's like, why are you scared? And he's like, I don't want to sleep in this room with Dalton. Can I move rooms? And she's like, why? And he's like, I don't like when he walks around at night. You couldn't see it, but my eyes got wide, and I reeled back in my chair a little bit just now, like, fucking what?
Yeah, your comatose son walking around at night? What?
Excuse me?
I don't know if there is an extended version of this, but I feel like there should be a scene after this of her talking to Josh. Maybe it's because Josh isn't there. As someone who wants to be a parent, I think my first thought would be, our kid is seeing something walking around. Obviously, it's not our comatose son who's on a heart monitor. That is, as soon as he was off his heart monitor, we would hear it flatline.
But like, if you're hearing voices in your baby monitor, and if you're experiencing weird shit, if my kid, I'd be like, oh, okay, honey, we're gonna go stay in a hotel for a little bit. Do you know the number for a good priest? Because we can't move, but I gotta get that shit out of there.
Yeah. The heart monitor is going steady as Foster sits up.
Oh, this is fucking creepy. This whole scene is just like so good.
He looks over because Dalton's room is right across from Foster, so if he sits up, he can look right at where Dalton is laying in his hospital bed.
Through both of the doors,
across
straight
the hall
to Dalton and his heart monitor.
He gets up and slowly looks at Dalton from his door and then slowly closes it, trying to be as stealthy as possible. He leans against it and then hears thudding.
Oh, God.
He runs back to his bed, hides under his covers, and then we get Renee telling Josh she heard noise on the baby monitor, and then they get interrupted by banging from downstairs. Josh thinks it's the front door, so he tells her to stay. He runs down, tries to turn on the outside light, but it goes out. He grabs a flashlight, and their front door is framed by two of those long windows.
Yeah.
So he's looking out the window, peeking both ways, trying to see someone, and there's no one there. So he locks the door, locks the chain, he opens the door, locks the screen, closes the door, locks that, and puts the chain across, and sets the alarm.
Yep.
Goes back upstairs. Callie starts crying on the monitor, and when Renee goes to get her, there is a man's face. You can't really see him. You see mostly his face because he's dressed in all black, but there's a full-ass man.
He's standing behind... It's like the veil. They have a white veil going above. Yeah, like a canopy going above the baby's bed, but it's kind of see-through. You see this figure, and again, we get another fucking violent violin strike, and Renee starts screaming. So Josh gets up and fucking freaks out and runs into the room, and she's like, there was someone here. There was just someone in the room, and Josh starts looking around.
They're on the second story.
He looks over and the window's open.
Was it open?
Yeah.
I thought it was closed.
No, it was open.
Oh.
He goes to check windows another time, and they're closed the second time. But
Gotcha.
the first time, the baby's window is ajar.
Gotcha. I thought it was closed, and that's why it was weird, but that also makes sense.
Because I think that's why he's he doesn't think it's anything paranormal.
That's right, because he tells her to go into Dalton's room.
Yeah.
Because the alarm goes off again. He tells her to grab Foster and Callie and go into Dalton's room. He goes downstairs.
The front door is wide open.
The chain is swinging. It looks like someone just walked into their freaking house. Or walked out, I guess.
I'm getting goosebumps going up and down my body nonstop right now talking about this. And that's not even the creepiest fucking part of this movie.
No. He grabs a fire poker because this man apparently doesn't even own a baseball bat.
I do have one thing to say about that. When I was over at my brother's place yesterday, he was showing me his welding bench and everything, and a lot of the fun weapons that they've made. And I'm gonna commission him to make me a mace or a flail of sorts that I can use for home defense.
Perfect. I love it.
He showed me a spear that he has in his bedroom that's carbon fiber handle. You can get any fucking kind of blade knife on the end of it, but it's a fucking hefty ass spear. That'd be good, because I don't think any home invader would fuck with a man with a giant menacing looking spear. Holy shit. Anyways, he grabs a fucking fire poker.
He's searching the bottom floor, looking around, looking at everything, doesn't find anything, and the alarm goes off again. Whew. And there's still no one there.
Ugh.
It then cuts to him at work. The class ends and he is at his desk rubbing his eyes.
See you tomorrow, kids.
He calls home, leaves a message for Renee saying, hey, I have to stay late. They're making me grade tests. I don't know when I'll be home. Don't wait up. Bye. And then he just sits at his desk. His coping mechanism apparently is avoidance.
Yeah.
He gets these weird flashes of a boy sleeping. And it almost looks like Dalton, kind of. But you don't really get clear things. They're kind of like the sepia-colored, black and whitish flashes of stuff happening, and he seems to be getting a migraine. We go over to Renee, who wakes up in the middle of the night to Josh finally getting home. It's 1 a.m. or something.
No, she's sitting on the front porch.
No, that's after.
Oh.
Yeah. So he gets home at it sets up a pattern of him getting home really late. And then she's waiting. So he gets home at I think it was 1:45 or some shit, really late. What teacher stays at school until 1:48, 1:40, whatever in the fucking morning? Then we go to the next day where a nurse is is with Dalton, checking in on him, saying he's not responding to any of our tests. This isn't, it's not great, but I want you to keep your spirits up because I've seen coma patients come out of it, in 4 months, and you just got to keep your spirits up. And she says he's not in a coma. They don't know what it is. And the nurse, being great, is well, they mess with the wrong woman because you got this kid's back type deal.
Yeah.
She then starts straightening out the bed and stuff, but Renee tells her she's got it, like it's okay. And so the nurse leaves. She pulls up the blanket, tries to straighten them out, and as she's pulling it up to fix them, there is a bloody handprint with claws, like long pointed ass fucking fingers, right under Dalton's ankle.
Yeah, staining the white sheet.
It's terrifying, because your bed should be a safe space.
Mm-hmm. Then it cuts to Josh getting home late, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Renee's sitting on the front porch.
Oh, she had to call him, too.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
He's asleep at his desk. She has to call him. It's 10:30 at night.
Mm-hmm.
He finally gets home. She says he's been late every night, tells him about how scared she is for Dalton, that the house is haunted. Well, she doesn't say the house is haunted. She says she's been seeing things, and he says, "You think our house is haunted?" In your stereotypical way of the father not believing the situation because he's never home and never sees any of the things. She asks where he's been, and he says, "I've been working late," and she explains, "No, you're not in this situation with me," and says what I just said about him avoiding, and he gets all butthurt about it. I can't remember exactly what he says, but she throws the sheet at him and says, "We'll deal with that then." And he has to sleep on the couch that night. He looks at the sheet with the bloody handprint too, and is just staring at it like, what is this?
Mm-hmm. Which, like, good on you, Renee, for not fucking just taking it and being like, okay, well, I guess you're right. No, bitch. I have the fucking thing in my hand. Like, look at this. There is proof. Stand your ground, Renee.
No, she does do a pretty good job of standing her ground, and he just...
She's a great mom.
She is.
Not to say that Josh is a bad dad, but he's...
just an absent dad.
Being avoidant is like one of the worst coping mechanisms for anything. In the long run, you're never going to have proper resolution or be able to move on from anything, right? If you just avoid it all the time.
Well,
Two,
yeah, and you're...
like, when you marry someone and you start a family, it stops becoming about you. It then becomes about your family, like as a unit. And you have to think about how your actions and your words and everything that you do affects your family.
Yeah,
it's that hard.
The thing with avoidance, right, is I feel like your threshold for stressful situations gets lower and lower and lower. Mm-hmm. And so you avoid more and more situations because you don't know how to cope with them.
Yeah, it sucks, but like it is such a valuable life skill to learn how to just deal with something.
Josh gets more of those weird flashes we were talking about, like of the kid in the bed and some weird they feel like flashbacks kind of or something.
Yeah.
There's some creaking outside of Foster's window, kind of that what we saw with Dalton's window a while ago. Renee wakes up screaming. She's just had a terrible, terrible night terror. And I've never had such a bad dream that I woke up screaming, but I know someone I used to date would have such bad night terrors that it would be screams.
I have. It's not fun.
I don't envy you for that.
It's when you're woken up out of a deep enough sleep, it takes a minute for your brain to realize that like this is real life. It's really bad when you have a dream like that, like a night terror, because it takes what feels like forever for your brain to catch up. You may be awake, but you're still like, I don't know. To me, it felt like I was almost still experiencing what I was experiencing, even though I was awake. Because it was just like I just wanted to, I don't know. I wanted to jump out of my own fucking body so bad. It was, they're not fun. We talked about it a little bit in Sinister because, the little long-haired boy, he's got his night terrors.
Oh, yeah.
But, like, never climbed out of a box backwards.
Never done that.
So.
A shadow moves across the window once, then twice, and it's pacing back and forth until she notices it. You can hear the footsteps as she screams for Josh, and then the man is in her room.
Well, yeah, because he's like walking back and forth outside the window, and then all of a sudden, when he goes to walk back again, he walks back, but he's inside.
Yeah.
And he's just there, and like, I remember the first time I watched this movie, that scared the fuck out of me. Because, like...
He is the scariest thing in this movie to me.
Oh, yeah. Honestly, yeah. No need for all the weird demon makeup and shit. Like...
This creepy tall man.
Just put a long-haired dude and at one point give him some effects that make his face look all, like, ghostly and
gaunt.
And, like, yeah. But a
duster.
long-haired man in a trench coat that like comes after you,
viscerally terrifying.
yeah, that like strikes something in you because you know that like a part of you knows that technically is like it can exist out there, whereas like
Darth Maul is. Yeah.
Darth Maul is not gonna fucking climb on your walls at night. Like it's I don't know, man.
He's called the Lipstick Demon. Did you know that?
No, but I love it.
Yeah,
I absolutely love it. I'm fucking here for it.
Yeah, we'll talk about it at the more towards the end of the movie.
I love him. Don't get me wrong. I love the Lipstick Demon. It was one of those things where as soon as you saw it, you were like, oh, well, okay.
It's my same gripe with the Babadook. As soon as you saw him, I was not afraid of him anymore. Yeah. It just took me out of it. The bisexual icon he is.
The rest of the shit in this movie, though, Insidious, terrifying. Yeah. Because they're all normal people. It's funny how that works, huh? Yeah. Even the demons in a lot of movies, when they look like people, it's worse because there's either like a form of possession, kind of like that layer on top of it, or there is that bit of like, how evil does a man have to be for him to turn into this powerful of a demon in his afterlife kind of thing? You know what I mean? Whereas, I don't know. You get what I'm trying to say.
I wonder if it's like a suspension of disbelief or something for things we have that are like monster makeup style, where it's just, no matter how realistic you can make it, we still know it's makeup.
I don't know, man. On that point alone, I think I'd be down to watch Smile 2.
I like Smile.
I'd be down to watch those, the first and the second for the podcast.
I haven't watched the second one. I really like the first one, which is really weird because I don't like It Follows.
The second one has some of the most insane practical effects that I've seen in a long time.
How does it compare to Bring Her Back with those practical effects?
It's on a different scale. Okay. Let's just say that. Like,
I'm down.
They went all out.
Okay.
To make sure that like you saw this and we were like, oh my god. Oh my god.
I'm adding it to our list of movies.
Cool. Anyways.
Josh runs upstairs after he hears Callie is crying. Renee is screaming. He runs upstairs. There's no one there. He runs to, why did I just lose her name? Renee, like cupping her face, making sure she's okay. And he's
in the corner.
Yeah, she like fell off the bed and she begs him to believe her that there was a man there, that there's been things happening. You have to believe me. You have to believe me. And he says, I'm right here with you. I believe you. I believe you. She says, then we move. I need to move. And he says, okay, we move. Which, hey.
There you go. Again, Josh isn't all a bad dude. He may have been a little ignorant. He may not know how to cope with things the right way. But
his wife is freaked out enough that he's like, this is not okay. We're moving.
Yeah. And the reason I say that too is because they just moved into this house. Mm-hmm. Like Renee just finished unpacking like a couple days ago. So, you know,
it was supposed to, there are some context clues too about how this was supposed to be like a fresh start for them. And she didn't want this house to be, she didn't want this move to be the same shit from the other house and just be the same. And he said it won't be. We're going to get through this. So there's some background shit we don't know about that probably has to deal with them and fighting or who knows what. But it sounds like they wanted to get a fresh start. Yeah. They move into a nice little suburb, and Lorraine, who is Josh's mom, comes over to help. They have a little chit chat where Renee then says, you must think I'm crazy. And his mom looks at her and says, no one can tell you no one knows what you're going through. I don't, your husband doesn't, no one does. However you need to cope, whatever you need to do to keep going, do it, and no one has a right to judge you for it.
Preach.
I love Lorraine. And that just whole, I feel like so many people in real life just need to hear that from someone. Yes. And the Renee, the actress does a really good job of portraying that just kind of relief and validation, and then the unfathomable release that, oh my god, someone's just letting me exist.
Yeah. When it comes to grief or not even just grief. When it comes to processing almost any kind of emotion, any sort of situation that you're going through, nobody, not even your parents, not even your brother, your sister, your best friends, your boyfriend, your wife, your husband, your girlfriend, whatever, they do not have a right to tell you how to grieve as long as you are not grieving in a way that harms anyone around you.
Or yourself.
If the way that you grieve is locking yourself in your office for a week, for instance, my dog passed away. My first dog of like 10 years passed away last December, and my wife made sure that I had everything I needed, checked on me enough, but also I fucking went up into my office and I didn't talk to anyone for a week, and I put about 80 hours into Cyberpunk in a week.
Damn. It's a full-time job right there.
That's 2 full-time jobs.
Yeah.
I remember coming out of it and just being like talking to Tay one day and just being like, "Hey, I'm here now. Sorry that you kind of didn't see me all week." But she was like, "I don't care. You deal how you deal. If that's what you needed, that's what you needed."
Yeah.
Don't let anybody tell you how to process. Again, as long as you're taking care of yourself and not harming the people around you, no one has the right to tell you how to do any of that shit. Anyways,
Renee puts on a record and starts cleaning the house. It's a nice, it's a good song. Is it classical?
Orchestra? Yeah, it's like classical. It's a little like uplifting. It's not very fast paced, but it's kind of like, it's like a happy somber, but just kind of like a new beginnings, kind of soft.
That's a good way to put it, yeah.
Yeah.
So she's picking up stuff around the house. She goes into Foster's room and picks up like a half-eaten sandwich on a plate on the bed. And you kind of get a layout of the house. So there are 2 entrances into Foster's room. There's one from the hall and then one from, I think it's like the kitchen or the entry hall. It's like they turned a den into a bedroom.
Not gonna lie, I could not keep track of the layout of this house.
It's kind of a big circle. So she gets all of the stuff from Foster's bed and then leaves for the second entrance, out the second entrance. And as she's going, it's the laundry room. She passes in through the laundry room. On the wall, there's a coat hook and there's a child standing next to the coat rack with his face against the wall. And you could almost miss it as just another hook with a coat, which she doesn't notice because, I
missed it. I've missed that every time I've watched the movie. You're fucking joking me right now.
No.
He shows up before when she's outside taking the trash out?
He's in the house right now.
With us right now?
Yeah, in your house right now.
Oh my god.
No,
he's fine. He was just chilling.
He was just wanting to play hide and seek.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, he's a...
That gives me the chills because that means that I, for how many times I've watched this movie, I would have been fucked. I mean, I guess Renee's not necessarily fucked right now,
just spooked.
But
yeah.
You're blowing my fucking mind right now. I'm not gonna lie.
She takes the trash outside, and as she's at the trash can,
the record scratches and switches to Tiny Tim's Tiptoe Through the Tulips.
Yep.
Which you've heard it. Whether it was from SpongeBob. Yeah, I was gonna say whether it's from SpongeBob or you've probably watched this movie.
Isn't there like another horror movie too that uses it?
Is there?
I feel like it's a...
I'm gonna look that up. It was also briefly in The Red Door.
Huh. I guess it's just... I thought I heard it in like a different... I don't know. It's in SpongeBob. That's what I knew it from.
You've heard... It's fucking creepy in this context, right? Like in SpongeBob, it works because it's like, I'm so happy and fly, ha ha, doing in the sunlight, running in the sunlight, having a wonderful time. But in this, he's got that weird like the fucking you know what I'm talking about.
Yes, yeah. Sorry, I was trying to figure out if there was something else because
I'm sitting here fucking shaking in my boots just thinking about it because it's like it's one of those that hits your brain, just makes you want to curl up into a ball.
And She stops. She throws the trash out, stops, looks in the window, and there's this kid in it's army green, tweed coat.
It's like old Oliver Twist kind of,
Yes.
you know.
With the like beret type style hat.
Yeah.
The shorts, the socks pulled up.
He's fucking shaking it in the fucking hallway to the music, dude. He's fucking jamming out. I love it. It's so great.
And her face drops, so she runs to a different window trying to get a closer view, and by the time she gets to the second window, he's gone. Mm-hmm. She runs inside, and by the time she gets to the record player, it stops, and the music is back to normal. She shuts it off. The kitchen door closes. So the kitchen is pretty much like blocked off. It has like this glass door that you can shut. That closes, not slams, just whatever was holding it open just kind of slid out of the way and it closes. Mm-hmm. The boy runs past her laughing, then down the hall and then into Foster's room. She follows, where now the entire room is a mess. She just like picked everything up and there's stuff knocked over everywhere. It looks like a child just came through and played for hours.
Yeah.
She's looking around. And there's nothing. She closes the door. It's because, again, the two doors. She closes the door. She walks in from the hall and then looks to the other door where there's a rocking horse moving. She slams closed that door, stops the rocking horse, but then the other door opens. The kid laughs again. She moves then to check on Dalton, who is still coma, whatever you want to call him. And as she's checking on him, there's no boy in this room, but he has this weird wardrobe dresser thing where there's a shoe rack underneath that has a curtain across it. It's maybe like 1.5 feet tall, and she sees a little shoe sticking out, and so she grabs, I don't know, a bat, a hockey stick, something, and she moves towards it, slides it to the side, doesn't see anything, so she gets down and looks at it. When the wardrobe opens, the kid laughs at her and runs out, and she just collapses against Dalton's bed, just staring. What the fuck is happening?
And then she starts crying.
Which makes sense. It also makes sense that this scene is also used again in The Conjuring, but...
Yeah, dude, I get it, Renee. I'd cry too. You just moved. You're finally like, okay, we're away from that shit. A little piece of mind starts to slip back in. And that's the worst, is because, like, you get out of a horrible situation, you get that sense of false hope, and then it just, like, gets smashed almost immediately. That is a new, that is like a different level of smashing your willpower as a person to just continue, because like that just makes you want to, oh, it's futile, whatever. Like I'm in hell. I guess I'm in hell.
Yeah. And what do you do when you're in hell? You call a priest.
Yep. So it cuts to her talking to a priest on the couch as Josh walks in, and they both get up off the couch. And Josh is like, I think I heard a joke about this once. Guy comes home to his wife with a priest, something like that. And Renee's like, this is Liam, whatever, or you know his name. He's like, he's a priest, and oh god,
they say something else, but he's like, I need to leave now. Like, you have my number, whatever. Shakes their hands, leaves. And Lorraine is making tea in the dining room. So Josh, they sit down with Lorraine at the table, and Josh is making fun of Renee because she explains, the stuff has been continuing. There is stuff I haven't told you. That's why she has the priest here. Josh is like, when's the last time you even went to church? You just brought a priest in for what? And Lorraine shuts him down hard, which, good on you, Mom.
She's like, dude, you don't know, but
this is all real. I had a dream last night about being in the house. You were all asleep, and I was scared. I walked into your room. I saw you guys sleeping, so I went to go check on Dalton. And there was something in the corner. And it cuts between them talking to her, like POV, or her walking through the house.
Oh, she's like, she talks about going into Dalton's room to check on him. And the door like swings open slowly. And she's like, when I went in there was something else. And then like it cuts back to the door swinging open fully. And there's a shadow of this
long gangly
demon
thing
with long ass fucking fingers that are pointed at the end, just standing there. And she was like, I asked who it was, and he said he was a visitor. And she said
She asked what he wanted.
She's like, I asked what he wanted. And he said, Dalton. Well, and then she says that, and then it cuts to the shadow, and it raises one clawed hand, and it points towards Dalton, and she's like, and it said it wants Dalton.
And then
it cuts to Josh.
With a demon behind him.
With Darth Maul behind him. Fucking smiling, fucking creepy ass, like, blah, like.
Lorraine screams, and there's like a big commotion in Dalton's room. The door slams and locks. They can't get in.
This was the jump scare, though, for a long time. Like, people referenced this jump scare as like, oh, dude, I mean, the fucking... Because it was just, it's one of those where very few other movies had injected a jump scare like that in the middle of a calm narrative scene.
With no music as a backbone.
Like, because usually for the longest time, movies had the buildup, and it was all about the buildup that led to the big thing happening. Then in this, you're just sitting there having a conversation about like, and you know, this, I saw this thing, and you're like, oh my God. And then all of a sudden it fucking cuts to him and you're like, oh my God.
Yeah, it was really hit or miss because it was a really good jump scare. However, the demon looks like Darth Maul. So everyone was like, oh, so now Darth Maul's just here. So it turned into this thing too, where it was just, a lot of people felt like the shark was jumped.
We say that, if you haven't seen the movie, he doesn't look exactly like Darth Maul, but it's like black skin with red face. And that's just enough, you know?
I mean, he even has hair instead of spikes, but it's enough of a reference that, like,
spikes instead of hair?
He had hair instead of spikes. Darth Maul has spikes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I see what you mean, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the weird demon goat cut. You know what I mean? Like, it's very specifically like that haircut.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Yeah. I don't even know if that makes sense.
It's just kind of there. Like, it's not even really a hairstyle. It's just hair that exists there.
Yeah, like almost like kind of curly, but not.
Yeah.
Is unkempt. This, like a bit disheveled, just ugh.
Exactly. Yeah, so a lot of people who don't like this movie point directly to this as the downfall of this movie. Everything from this point forward, a bunch of people are like, nope, you lost me. Like, you had me in the first half, but
and that's fun. Like, I can understand that. There is another point later where I, even as a young kid, was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I think I know what scene you're talking about.
Yeah, I think you probably do.
So Josh has to break the door in. Dalton's gone. The whole room is trashed. I'm sorry, he's not. He's on the ground. He's pulled out of his hospital bed on the ground with the bed sheets having those bloody claw prints all over it again. And Lorraine says she knows someone who can help if they're willing to ask. And we get our first scene with Specs and Tucker, whose name is actually like Steven, but they call him Specs. Everyone but Elise calls him Specs. They show up on behalf of Elise to weed out the nut jobs. And Tucker's like eating a sandwich while they're doing this or something.
But he's so deadpan. Mm-hmm. He's like, no, we usually show up first and call Elise later just to make sure we, weed out the nut jobs.
As they're actively holding a bunch of ghost hunting equipment.
Yeah, they start like, Jesus, I just had his name.
Tucker
pulls out, his version of like an EMF. It's like a big, the reader with the dial, almost like a Geiger counter looks like the arc.
Yeah.
Sort of, but it's attached to this like pole.
Yeah.
Almost like it kind of looks like a
pest control type thing.
Yeah, or like a fucking prodding rod or whatever the fuck you call them. I don't know what the fuck. It doesn't matter.
So Tucker's made all of these inventions, so they're not actual. That's why we have to explain them this way. It's not an actual EMF.
It's not like
detector.
an EMF. It's not like a phasmophobia, like red to green light kind of thing.
It does like a metal detector sound where it's like. It's supposed to detect, again, electromagnetic fields. So they're weeding out, what they said is they're weeding out things that it could be: bad wiring, electrical issues, pipes, all of the things that people associate to ghosts that could actually be natural phenomenon. He explains that like the electromagnetic waves can make you hallucinate. That could be an issue. Going through all of that kind of stuff. In Foster's room, he doesn't find anything. Then it starts going off after he leaves Foster's room by the grandfather clock. He has I had one of these as a kid.
Is it like a pictogram? No, that's not the right word. It's one of those little slides. It's like the goggles that you put the circular slide thing into.
That had mine had Toy Story slides in it.
Yeah, and you'd click the button and it would go to the next slide. And you could hold it up to your eyes and look through it, click through all the slides. I had dinosaur ones. I had a Star Wars one. Viewmasters, yes. He's got the
disc has different light spectrums in it.
Yeah, so the disc, instead of being pictures, it's just clear, different colored frames for different levels of UV light. Yes. And so he's walking around the house, flipping through purple rays to kind of orangish tints and greenish. He's flipping all through.
And once he gets to purple, there's
in the hall,
he's looking at the grandfather clock. There is 2 women
who just show up after he switches, and then they snap a smile, a creepy fucking smile, and then he reels back and is like, oh my god. And then it cuts to Josh and Renee and Specs out in the living room talking. Tucker backs out of the room and he looks over at Specs and is like, we can call Elaine or Elise immediately, ASAP, right now.
She gets there. Tucker and Specs kind of start, or she asks Specs some questions about did either of them go to the previous house? How was that going? Specs says, oh, they haven't yet, but they'll get right on it. And then she says, don't worry about it. Actually, it wasn't bad wiring causing this. Specs follows her with his sketchbook, and he explains that it's his job to draw what she sees. Mm-hmm. She just, he's the scribe here. They go into Dalton's room where, they're talking a little bit, and then she pulls him in and starts whispering at him, and we get there, looking at Elise and Specs where we can hear her, and then being Renee and Josh where we can't hear her, but we can hear Specs, and he's just saying, slow down, slow down, slow down, as he's, flipping through these pencils, coloring, and Renee cuts in saying, what do you see? Or what is it? They don't answer her. We get back to Elise, who's in black legs with hooves and this blood red face and going through these things. And then she rips the sketchbook out of Specs' hands when Renee does. Yeah. And it's just, girl, you called for help. Why are you getting in the middle of the process?
But she looks at this sketchbook and he has done this pretty intricate looking sketch for how quickly it was done of that red-faced demon up in the corner of the ceiling in the bedroom.
Right above Dalton.
Fucking Spider-Manning backwards, hands and feet against the ceiling, but he's pressed forward, so looking directly down at them.
Yeah.
So uncomfortable. It's so
I don't like it.
If I had a psychic come in and then be draw that up, and if I saw that, I don't even know what I would do. I think I would, I don't know, go find a noose in a dramatic tree and just fucking end it all. Because Jesus, I don't even know how I could live with that. That's terrifying.
Yeah, no, it's really bad.
I don't know how I could process that.
Renee runs over to turn the light on because it's a vaulted ceiling, so it's really high and the light doesn't shine there. It's also the middle of the night. She hits the light and there's obviously nothing there when she sees it on. They cut to the living room where Elise is explaining what she believes is happening to Dalton, and she's like, I would generally try to ease you guys into this, but we don't have the time for that, and this is of utter importance. I'm going to take your guys' want to call me here as acceptance. Okay. She talks about how the house isn't haunted, it's Dalton.
Yeah, so she essentially explains that Dalton is special among other people in the world who can astral project, essentially, or when they go to sleep they can lucid dream outside of their body. And she says that is a place beyond where a lot of evil shit exists, and essentially
oh yeah, that he went too far because he thinks it's dreams.
He just thinks it's dreams, and so that lack of fear has made him go too far away from his body. and he
the
can't find
farther.
his way back. And in this place called the Further, all of these other things see an empty vessel that would essentially allow them to cling to life again, something that some of these entities may not have felt for hundreds of years. So they are desperate to get to his body. The longer it takes, the more energy they use, the more powerful, and like it just...
She explains like the different levels, that there are malevolent spirits that have insidious desires. Then there are demons who want to control the body and harm others, and then that the demon is closest. Renee asks how they can help Dalton. You good?
Yeah.
Okay. You kind of look like you were about to throw up.
No, I had a hair like fall out of my... I'm just going to take my hair to my bun.
Renee asks how they can bring Dalton back, and Elise says there is a way, but it's going to need your trust completely. And Josh finally cuts in. He's like, nope, we're done. You guys are preying on helpless families who don't have other avenues. I've played along long enough. You just want money from me. No, you're not dragging my son into this. Renee tries to fight him against it, but he says, I believe you. I've done all of this for you. I was hoping it would ease your mind, but obviously it's just making it worse. You're not dragging my son into this. Elise, Specs, and Tucker leave. He has this line about saying since when is the voice of reason the bad guy? And that just like hit me in a weird spot where it's just like,
it's a little manipulative.
Yeah.
Not even a little. It is manipulative. It's like, I understand being like, you're talking nonsense, but also, haven't you witnessed enough yourself?
Just that whole scene, the whole thing with Dalton in his bedroom and the door closing, and that would be enough for me. Because that's the only thing Josh has really seen, right? He hasn't been around for a lot of it. That would be enough for me to be like, I'm calling a psychic. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
Well, and if Josh has a decent enough relationship with his mother, he should have enough trust in her that when she's like, she's been my friend for a long time, I also know about this shit. I don't know about you, but I can kind of tell when my parents are bullshitting, and my parents weren't bullshitting when they told me all the fucking ghost stories that they dealt with before even all of us living with one at one point, and me having to be like, guess what? There's one here. But
yeah,
I would think that, there would just be that kind of like trust there from his mother's side, because it's not like he thinks his mom's crazy. You know what I mean? Or maybe he does. I don't know. He's just a fucking school teacher, so.
Just a fucking school teacher.
I'm just kidding. Like, that's fine. You can teach. I'm just giving him shit.
Josh goes to check on Dalton and is talking to him, saying, Where did you go? Where did you go? You didn't go anywhere. You're right here with me.
Where did you go? Sorry. Just fucking...
He's like, I know you can hear me. I just need you to show me you can hear me. Can you show me you can hear me? And a drawing falls off the wall. It's the red-faced fucking demon, my guy. And now that Josh looks at the drawings, there's a red door, another red face with eyes, and he looks at the superhero drawing where the first part of it was skipped over, where it's Dalton asleep saying, last night I dreamed I was floating above myself and I flew away, was the second part with him flying above the house with the Superman cape on. Dalton's been seeing this shit for ages, apparently, and y'all just ain't paying attention to your children's drawings, apparently. Shit freaks me out.
Ever since watching a lot of horror movies or thrillers, suspenseful movies that have to do with kids, or the book that I have downstairs that I have yet to finish, Hidden Pictures. It's about a kid who draws really fucked up pictures, and really intricate ones at that, for a young kid, and you're sitting there like, this child's being possessed like every day. Like, what the fuck? I'm going to keep a close fucking eye on everything that my child draws.
Renee comes in to then check on Josh, who is crying, and he says, okay, bring him back. I believe you. The team comes back and they set up a seance in Dalton's room. Tucker explains that the cameras he's setting up are environmentally connected, so
they'll go off whenever there's any like changes of temperature or like movement read under different UV spectrums or something like that. I don't remember. Essentially, these cameras will take pictures anytime anomalies are probably present in the room with them to try and capture
what's happening,
some image of whatever's around them or what's happening.
And Tucker says, don't worry about it. It will probably go off a few times. It's normal. You'll be fine. Elise then explains that she's going to be speaking in such a low volume that they won't be able to hear her, but Specs will be. That they can't speak or acknowledge anything that happens in the room, just be present. And then she dons the gas mask, which is another thing. Everyone was like, are you fucking kidding me? This is like over the top type deal. I don't know. I liked it.
I really liked this scene. This scene freaked me the fuck out when I was a kid. This was really fucking freaky.
I don't know what it is about gas masks that I have like a very visceral fear of, but as soon as someone puts on a gas mask, I'm like,
Well, and that specific kind of muffling, or when you think of it in this instance where you are using it to separate yourself from the outside and channel something like inward, it
reminds me of sensory deprivation, right?
Yes.
There are so many, and I meant to look this up. Stranger Things. The fucking further is like the Upside Down before the Upside Down exists. Like, if Stranger Things didn't use this movie as inspiration, I don't believe you.
Well, the Upside Down is a bit more complicated than that. It's not.
I'm talking about like the vibes.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I get you. It's just like.
No, I understand what the Upside Down is. It's just the original darkness that Eleven gets dragged into all the time when she sensory deprivates and...
Yes. No, that part. Yes. 100%. Yeah, sorry. I'm fucking... It's very reminiscent for sure.
Yeah.
Just no fog. It's very foggy in the further.
So, yeah, no, it just makes me... And we've talked about this. I haven't watched all of the Stranger Things, but a lot of, like, I see... a lot of things that could have influenced parts of that show.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
This. Elise starts calling for Dalton. One of the camera goes off, and they're like the old school cameras that are just like a giant flashbulb. They flashbang this group.
Yeah.
So like I said, Elise is speaking in a low volume that Specs is hearing. So the gas mask has like this long tube where Specs wears headphones, and he's the only one who can actually hear exactly what Elise is saying, and he will...
He writes down what
the who isn't Elise, whoever else is talking, he'll write that down. Like, he'll speak out loud whatever Elise says, but he'll write down whatever Elise is talking to is saying, so it's in his sketchbook. It's Dalton, actually. Well, it says it's Dalton. And he asks who's there, and Elise goes on, it was like, it's your mother and father. He says he can't see in there. She says, you don't need to see, just follow my voice, Dalton, follow my voice and we can get you out. He says, if they hear me, they'll hurt me. Who will hurt you? And they go back and forth, and the camera flashes more, and his heart monitor starts going wild. And because that's in the background of all of this. They're in Dalton's room with his freaking heart monitor, and so it's stable, and then you can hear it kick up where it's like he's running or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
The man with fire on his face will hurt me. There is no way out. Elise keeps saying, follow my voice, Dalton, like, we'll help you. And then he says, no, be quiet, they'll hear you. You can't help me. And she says, no, they won't hurt you, just follow my voice. And then he says, oh God, they hurt you. Mommy, daddy, help, help, help. And it's just pages of Specs writing, help me, help me, help me, as he's saying, help.
And he's scribbling with almost like a charcoal...
like colored pencil type thing. It's...
Yeah, or not even chalk, but like a... it's like a stick of charcoal almost. It's just like a really dense black.
Or like have you used like pastel crayons?
Yeah,
the pastels. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looks like that.
So it's all like jagged and creepy, especially when he's doing it so fast because he's trying to keep up with this conversation that's going on.
Then
it's eerie.
You bitch. The camera goes crazy. I will gut you, and it's very, I didn't write it all down, but it pretty much is just saying that
it's like vile, like fucked up shit
that it's gonna do to Elise.
Yeah, that a demon would say it's gonna do to an old lady.
And it cuts from just looking at Specs to looking at Specs and Elise is like writhing in her seat. She's like shaking like crazy. The camera keeps going off. She screams, making Specs scream because she just screamed into his fucking ears.
Yeah.
Her head lolls to the side as she stops writhing, and he touches her. And then Dalton's heart monitor flatlines. The camera pans to his bed, but he isn't there. Back at the seance circle, he's standing there with his eyes fucking closed, lifts a hand, fucking slams it on the table, sending all 4 adults off the table, back out of their chairs.
Meanwhile, these cameras are flashing almost like lightning strikes as these cameras are going off at this point. That's how intense the light feels when it hits. We're getting these like crazy flashes, and then
people show up in the closet. You get the flashes of
that's right,
of 2 people in the closet. Dalton chucks Specs across the freaking room, just fucking knocks him out of the way, little backhand. The man Renee has been seeing corners her, so gets up on her.
Long-haired man in the trench coat. Yeah, he fucking comes up on her and then like picks her up off her feet and then goes to like lick her face.
Yeah, and Josh tries to help, but he just like looks at him and just fucking...
Well, because as this demon thing is doing this to Renee, his mouth morphs and changes into this weird, like, ghoulish kind of, like, skeleton-y, like, demon-y, like, not fun. So, yeah, if I was like, get off my wife, oh my god.
Yeah,
it'd be hard not to stop in my tracks for a second.
There's a lot happening. And again, you gotta remember, the camera is flashing this entire time. Elise grabs Dalton by the top of his hair, screaming, get out of this vessel, leave this vessel. As Tucker turns, like, she's screaming this, backs him into the wardrobe. Elise tells Tucker to get the lights, he turns on, and Dalton slumps, but he's alive.
The camera stops flashing.
Everything is, like, calm.
Yeah. It's very quick.
And Dalton's breathing, he's alive. Specs is with his head on the counter, one stake on top of his head, he's laying on the side, so he's laying on a stake, and the other stake is on his side with his throbbing head because, again, he got chucked. Tucker is talking about how he went frame by frame and could not catch anything until he finally caught this, and he makes Specs sit up and look at it. On the handheld cam, if you move frame by frame, there's the scene of Dalton throwing, like, his hand across, and if you frame once, it's just Dalton, but the next frame is the demon, like, puppeteering Dalton's body, being his shadow behind him.
Ugh, it's fucking creepy.
Josh fell asleep on the couch and wakes up to the doorbell ringing, but Elise is like, I got it. And it's his mom! Elise asked her over to explain that the reason they know each other is because the same shit happened to Josh. Josh is a very experienced astral projector. It's no wonder at least one of his kids got it as well. What they ended up doing was kind of forcing him to forget by never bringing it up and hiding all of these photos. And so Lorraine brings out the photos and shows him this woman, the old woman from the beginning of the movie. Every picture, she's there.
Bride or whatever the fuck.
I don't know. No, because she's all in black. She's like mourning.
Oh yeah, I guess it is like like one of the
mourning veils. Yeah.
Okay. Creepy as fuck though, because like there's a picture of him as a kid and she's like way in the background, and then he looks at another picture and she's like across the street, and then he looks at another picture and he's sitting on the couch and she's like right around the corner.
Just very, very, very close to him, to where Lorraine says, I just stopped taking pictures of you because I couldn't see where she was going to be next.
Yeah.
Elise had advised Lorraine to hide all the photos and just let Josh forget, like I was saying. Just to hide the photos, there's no evidence, kind of let him believe it was all a bad dream and he didn't actually know what was going on. And Elise tells him, You did forget, but I bet subconsciously you still don't like to have your photo taken. And something we didn't mention earlier is that when Lorraine was giving her like validation of Renee's feelings, she was looking at a family photo of them and she was like, wow, I can't believe he let you take a picture. And she said it was hard, but yeah.
Yeah.
So that was like the first picture ever we had seen of Josh. And so the only thing they can do is get to the astral plane where his soul is and bring him back, and the only person who can do it is Josh. And you gotta fucking remember it. So
That's a fucking task, dude.
yeah, but at least, again, we said, he's not a bad dad. He's not super present, and he has weird ways of dealing with things, but he says, okay, like, doesn't really question it twice. He says, all right, fuck it.
I gotta do this for my family, I'll fucking do it for my family.
I'm gonna, save my kid. Renee gives him a pep talk about how he's always been stronger than her, and I really thought that was, like, some weird, I don't know, misogynistic weirdness. Like, he doesn't have to be stronger than you. You literally can't astral project. What? I don't know. It was just weird phrasing I didn't like.
Maybe she's referring to the ghost lady.
I don't know. It's just weird to be like, you've always been stronger than I am.
Oh, yeah. I don't fucking know.
I don't know. Seemed weird. Elise explains that, like, how it works, right? So he's sitting in a tall back chair, comfy chair type deal, that he needs to stay grounded, keep one foot in reality. He can't let the other things know that he's not one of them, because they'll start coming for his body. She clicks on a metronome and talks him into the astral projection. He closes his eyes, goes like, the whole hypnosis stereotypical thing. Eventually, he opens his eyes, gets up, moves over to the side, and is like, it's not working. I don't know what to do. I don't know what I'm doing. And he turns around, and the room goes dark. His body isn't there. Like, it is there, and then it's not there. And then Elise, like, cocks her head to the side, just barely, so she recognizes where he's talking, and says, you got this. Let me guide you into the further, man.
My voice will be your guide.
This is the part where it gets to the weird, creepy upside down, where it's just darkness. And he's got the same lantern, and with the
just
lantern,
black and fog.
Yeah.
And, like, the farthest ahead he can see with the light is how far the light penetrates the fog.
Which is not far.
It's not far, but it's fucking creepy. He ends up coming up on a random fucking kid.
And calls out thinking it's Dalton, but the boy runs. He then comes across himself. I'm pretty sure that it's him.
Is that younger him?
I think it's younger him, who then points at the house.
I thought it was just, like, another random kid who might have had the gift, who was like, oh, me, he's over that way. But just to kind of, like, indicate that there are, it's not just them. It's like, that is a thing that people out in that world can, like, do.
Oh, I
don't know.
I don't know. I thought it was him as a boy.
I didn't get a good view of him as a kid, so I couldn't really tell.
Well, they only really show him when he's in bed, so it's not like...
Yeah, and it's dark.
Yeah.
Maybe hit the PJs would be, like, the giveaway.
That's what I thought it was
but
like,
I didn't
Yeah.
fucking take a good look at his PJs in the beginning.
No worries.
I didn't even see the fucking kid hanging on a coat rack, so I'm missing all sorts of jank.
Next time you watch it, you got stuff to look out for.
Oh, man.
The house is not the house they live in now, but the house they lived in previously, where Dalton astral projected out of his body and got to hit his head.
That freaks me the fuck out, too, because imagine you do this, right? And you're in this place, and you get a little lost, and then you find your way back home, just to find out that your family moved. Like, they're no longer in the house, they're somewhere else. And you're just stuck at the old house because that's where you remembered your body being last. Like,
dude, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Holy shit, that's why it's the old house.
Yeah. Because he was...
That's where he thought he was... That's where he was last.
That's where he thought he had to get back from the last time. But because all that shit happened immediately, like, probably took him like a week to find his way back home. But it didn't take long for that the shit to start happening after his coma... for Renee to be like, we gotta get the fuck out of here.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
So, fucking, yeah. I know. I was thinking.
Way more sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was thinking about that while watching it, just being like, oh my god. That's why he's in the old house.
The woman in the black veil passes him, and he calls out to her, saying hello, and then telling her to wait, then follows her up the stairs. There's, like, murmuring, and that turns into crying, and he keeps calling out hello, saying he's looking for his son Dalton. My God, you were just told, don't let them know you aren't one of them. Why are you calling...
Why are you acting like a dude? Like,
Why are you asking people for things? This is where you're supposed to be the guy and be like, no, I know where I'm going. I don't need to ask for directions.
Just look.
Ugh.
Just look around. Like, you just got into the house. Look in every room. If you don't see him in any of the rooms, then maybe start asking if you're desperate.
You can't let them know you're not one of them. And what one of them would not do this?
Yeah. Well, he goes into the room with the crying lady who's just in the corner crying, and it's fucking creepy as shit.
Whistling draws him downstairs, where there's a man and a woman in old-timey clothes sitting, staring blankly at the TV while the older man is reading his newspaper.
And the maid is over ironing clothes.
Is it the
or
maid?
whatever.
I thought it was like grandma.
I thought it was like a maid, because she's young.
No, she's not. She's older.
The lady
Ironing the clothes is older.
yeah, she looked young.
Yeah, but I think she's...
Let me just... That's not old. I mean, she looks old-timey, but I'm not old in age.
Because that's not the maid.
That is the maid.
No, that's the daughter that shoots everybody. The woman ironing.
I thought she was the woman ironing.
Mm-mm.
I guess I'm just saw Miss... Oh, yeah, okay. The woman ironing is the old lady.
Yeah, so I thought it was mom, dad, grandma, and then the daughter in the other room. So he walks up on them. They're frozen in time in this darkness, only lit by him. The whistling stopped as soon as he got close, and then he gets super, super close up on the woman ironing, staring at her like she's a wax statue until she blinks and he's backs the fuck up. Goes into another room where there's a younger girl, maybe a teenager, loading a shotgun. And then the next cut, like, he doesn't see her move. The next thing he hears is 3 shots going off, or like the gun cock. 3 shots go off. And then he walks back into the room where she's standing with those 3 dead on the couch, like sitting down, like she forced them to sit down and then shot them one by one. He backs out of that room. And then as he's backing into the hallway, all of them appear in front of him, smiling, and then snap their heads to the side, and he bolts upstairs.
Fucking so unsettling, dude. The smile...
Yeah.
Oh, just, ugh. I hate it. It's so uncanny valley.
He gets up into the attic where he sees a red door, which, again, I mentioned earlier, was drawn by Dalton, so this is something. The creepy guy who's been after Renee appears, attacking him. Josh's physical body is shaking and, like, thrashing around, how Elise's was when she was in her weird little trance.
Yeah.
And Renee kneels behind him, saying, Elise, like, help him. Why aren't you helping him? And she talks over, and he can hear it in the further where she's saying, you're stronger than they are. You just have to believe it. Like, you got this. Giving him a little pep talk. He beats the guy and then beats the guy up, and he opens the door into this, like, candle-lit hallway where everything is now bathed in red. It goes into another room where it's really hard to make out, like the scene is really dark, but there's like a horse statue thing, which then flashes over to a horse that Dalton had also drawn on his picture wall. He continues down, and there's Dalton, chained up, crying. He's trying to reassure Dalton, like, Dad's, like, I'm here, I'm gonna help you, like, everything's fine. And he stops crying and looks up at the window, and this is where it kind of loses its steam.
Yeah, I mean, the
demon is up there with,
like, sharpening its claws.
where Tiptoe Through the Tulips is playing again.
Mm-hmm. On, like, an old grindstone, too.
And he's, like, grinding his claws all sharp, and it's just, like, very dramatic, and
he, like, gets Dalton out of the chains, and then it cuts back up to, like, the room that the demon was in, and the demon's, like, staring out at them, like, sticking its forked tongue out, like, meh. Yeah, he takes Dalton and runs out of the red door, right? Mm-mm. No? They
turn around, and the demon appears next to Josh, who easily gets overpowered. Dalton runs. The house shakes as the demon stalks Josh, like, as he's wandering around, like, you know, they got separated, and now he's, like, stalking him like prey. This is where he picks up Dalton and the light. They run through the door, they run through the house, but now, from the house, they're obviously in the endless darkness. Elise explains...
When they're running... I just want to point out, when they get out of the red door and start running down the hall... Or wait, no, is it when he's just chasing Dalton? I don't remember, but at one point, they're getting chased by the demon, comes out of the door, and, like, crawls alongside the walls. And that that specifically kind of, even as a kid, I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, this is the wall crawling that did it for you.
It was just a little, I was just like, oh, okay. All right. Because it was like, I don't know. There's almost screen shake when, or like camera shake whenever he takes a step.
Mm-hmm.
So it's almost like a video game.
Oh.
Where it's like, I'm not watching a video game. Like, I'm watching this demon fucking crawl along the walls. Why is the camera shaking?
Gotcha.
As if like earthquakes, but I don't know. Maybe it's because the camera angle kind of feels like it's attached to the wall in a way, because it's like in the back corner.
Yeah.
You know, almost like, I think it's in like the top left corner almost. I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's just, it's an outdated scene for sure. It definitely probably looked better back then, but even back then I was like,
we have that scene in Grave Encounters too, where all of the like shadow black hands come out of the wall, and you're just like, really?
Yeah.
And movies from different time period, the effects sometimes don't age very well.
Which, for those of you Grave Encounters fans, we're soon going to cover the South Korean equivalent, I think.
Yeah.
Or what looks like it's going to be.
From what we can tell without having pre-watched it, yeah.
And I'm not going to tell the title of the movie, and you're just going to see if it comes out, because I'm going to leave you guessing. Or maybe you know what movie I'm talking about, and you can be like, ha. I know.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, they get out of the house and they're running through this complete darkness.
Renee is telling Elise to do something, like wake him up or something like that, but Elise says they have to find their way back to their body. She can't wake them up. This is how it has to go. They start getting surrounded by a horde of these waxy looking people who are essentially souls trying to gain access to their bodies. Josh's body is shaking violently. All of the lights go out in the house. Renee keeps calling out to Josh, trying to get him to follow her voice, but Dalton hears it first. They work their way through the souls. Renee stops speaking out to him at some point, and I don't know why when they're like not quite there yet. Specs and Tucker turn on giant flashlight. I love Tucker and Specs, because Tucker gives Specs a really big flashlight. And then has a bigger flashlight that he pulls out. And it's just like this tiny little bit of comedy as they, like, Specs looks at his flashlight. Like, the fuck, man?
It's like handing someone a decked out assault rifle and them being like, all right, let's go. And then you pulling out a minigun and then being like, oh, well,
fine.
Why'd you give me this fucking pea shooter then? Like,
Yeah.
you know, like that kind of vibe.
It's so fun. I love them.
It's great because even for this movie, the tiniest amount of tension breaking from literally just these two. These are the only tension breaking people in this whole movie.
I want to see the Tucker and Specs version of
yeah.
Please.
Oh my god.
One of them goes into the kitchen. I think it's Specs who goes into the kitchen. There's a drawer open and he tries to close it, but a child's hand comes out and tries to grab him. He falls to the ground. Elise sends Lorraine. Oh, no, it was Tucker, because Elise sends Lorraine and Specs to go check on Dalton. She has to say it like 3 times before Specs understands what she's saying. And I'm like, bro, how long have you worked with her? Go check on Dalton. What, do you need clearer instructions than go check on Dalton? Couldn't get much more clear than that.
Yeah.
Tucker keeps looking around. He gets startled by Specs, who screams. The baby monitor gets all creaky and staticky, and souls are pouring into the house. Mm-hmm. You're seeing a bunch of these waxy, bluish ghouls coming in. Renee goes back to calling for Josh, telling Tucker to... Elise tells Tucker to keep the light on Josh. Like, it has to stay on Josh. Josh sends Dalton ahead of him, saying he'll be right there. They go back into the house, I guess, because Josh is in the kitchen, and the demon is protecting Dalton's body, keeping Dalton away from his own body.
Yeah. Maybe it's in this house that he runs on the wall.
Maybe. Maybe.
Might be this house.
We'll see.
I don't know. I'm sorry. It doesn't matter.
Well, don't apologize. Jesus. Josh confronts the old lady who appears, and he says, "Leave me alone. Why are you here? What do you want from me?" And then, bro, like, I don't know. It feels like the Dr. Sleep thing, right? Where the kids go to confront the dead, but for some reason they have a better grasp on it than Josh does, because Josh just screams and yells and actually doesn't... I guess he doesn't know what he's doing. That's the problem, right? Like, he's just screaming at this old lady to leave him alone.
Well, and he I think the other problem too is he got an idea from earlier that he is more powerful than these entities, right? Like he fucking knocked out long-haired trench coat guy. So in this moment, he's probably thinking like, well, maybe like my willpower, you know, like, I don't know, maybe I have more in me that I don't even know. I just gotta fucking use it. But he took the wrong gamble.
Yeah, because it just, for me, it feels like you haven't been messed with. Why chance it? You know, he hasn't been fucked with this entire time since he...
Like, get your son out and then just don't, like, continue how you were before. Don't take any pictures and...
Don't astral project. Forget you could do it.
Yeah, like, if you end up astral projecting, you are conscious enough in that state to be like, nope, back to my body. Fuck that.
Yep.
I don't know. Just, if you're astral projecting, if that happened to me forcefully, I would just sit back on the couch, back in my body as best I could. And I'd just wait.
I think I'd wander a bit. Not far, but I think I'd like wander. I would wander to wherever my wife was to be like, can you see me?
I'd be too afraid to leave my body unattended just for the sake of like, what is in the darkness that could be waiting to, you know, take its chance kind of thing. Especially if it happened regularly, like I wouldn't be surprised if something recognized that, oh, I do leave my body consistently. I don't know. I'd be too afraid. But again, we talked about this. Weenie Hut Jr. is like my favorite fucking place.
I think I would. Maybe not the first time it happened, but if it started happening consistently, I think I would like start to inch farther and farther away from my body. I don't think I could ever like leave my house because I suck at directions. That I don't think I could find my way back home.
Yeah, no way.
But I don't know, I'd go check out things, see how everything works. See if I can interact with things that would be changed in the morning or not.
See if you could turn on the TV.
See if I freak my dogs out. Like, I just want to know. Like, can the cats see me? Do they follow me around? Like,
oh my god.
I just questions. Josh gasps awake while all of these like ghoulish hands retreat out of frame. Lorraine and Specs were holding Dalton's door shut as all of this shit was happening, and he wakes up in his bed wait Lorraine has to rip out all of his nose tube, his like all of his shit, and just made me think of 28 days later, where I stop ripping out things from people. But, like, I guess it's super uncomfortable if you're awake and have a nose tube. Like, I get it. But still, just be gentle.
Yeah. In a lot of cases, I think quick like a Band-Aid. But if you're taking out a feeding tube, you gotta be slow. Otherwise, you're just gonna damage your esophagus, right?
That's what I thought. I don't know. Lorraine brings Dalton to Renee and Josh. Everyone, like, slowly, calmly celebrates. It's not like a big explosion, but everyone's like, oh my god, like, it's over. There's a sigh of relief.
A big wave of relief that you as the watcher can literally feel.
Yeah, Specs and Tucker are packing up the van, arguing about writing a book, because obviously they're going to write a book together. But the pictures are worth more than the notes are, and they argue about what's going to be the selling point of their book, whether it's the pictures or Specs writing. Elise and Josh are talking about the further. He says, like, he wants to forget it again. She is sketched out by him, takes his photo, and he freaks out by saying, why would you do that to me? You know I hate that, and starts strangling her. And for some reason... he's, like, loud about this. They can't hear him in the kitchen where Lorraine and Renee are feeding spaghetti to Dalton, who says he's sleepy and hungry, and they're like, you will never sleep again. Like, we can't have you gone again. Josh strangles Elise to death, and then is gone. Renee searches the house, goes in, sees Elise dead, starts calling out for Josh, but can't find him. She
finds a picture on the floor.
Picks up the camera.
Yeah, the camera, and... gasps as she sees the picture, and then it does a flashback of
Elise taking the photo.
Elise being handed a photo by Josh, but Josh's hand is all decrepit and old and fucked up, and so she takes the picture, but we see the perspective, and she raises the camera and takes the picture instead of Josh.
It's the old woman.
And
then we see a behind Renee shot of a hand touching her shoulder and Josh's voice saying, I'm right here. She gasps, and we cut to credits.
We cut to the Insidious with
the title
screen with the intense violin for just one more
jump scary,
uncomfortable leave you with, and that's that.
It's good. I don't think it holds up.
No, that's the unfortunate thing. Is we started this podcast episode by me saying it became a benchmark for a while, and it was for a while, but it no longer is.
I think it was a benchmark, and then The Conjuring became a benchmark,
Yeah.
And now I don't know which benchmark to go off of.
My benchmark is just any Zach Cregger movie, honestly.
At this point,
like that is where my bar has been set.
Yeah. Well, I was also thinking about Bring Her Back and Talk to Me.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Because like they're all different benchmarks for different things that we compare so many.
Obsession.
We just compare so much shit to we've gotten to like another good golden age of movies coming out for horror with new directors, new actors, new crews coming in and just being like, hey, fuck all of the stale shit we've been doing, look at this.
Yeah.
And just breaking all of the standard roles, and it's so good.
If y'all haven't seen the trailer or trailers now for the new Resident Evil movie by Zach Cregger, you're gonna want to see it.
We are so excited for that.
If you've never played Resident Evil, if you've never seen the old movies, it doesn't matter. You're going to want to see this movie.
Go listen to our episode about the original Resident Evil movie, and then go watch our streams as we play the 9th game, and then go see this movie.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, my new benchmark is just any of those movies we just mentioned.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's just...
especially like Obsession really like blew my fucking mind. The shots of her in the shadows with her face all fucking weird. That's just practical makeup.
Oh, really?
They literally just put black around her eyes and then put silver or like gold right in the middle of her eyelids, like on top and bottom. So it made her iris specifically and like the color of her iris feel bigger.
Oh.
And so it made her face literally like, I'm going to see if I can find it.
Yeah, we didn't talk a lot about the practical stuff in Obsession. We were talking about so many other things.
They're all young actors. Or not actors, directors.
Oh, directors, yeah, they're young directors. They're young actors, too.
Young actors, young directors, just like coming into the spotlight and destroying box offices. Obsession alone, over $400 million.
Well, and we talked about it with Iron Lung. Iron Lung and... It was Obsession.
Iron Lung was a huge fucking success.
You have these people who are YouTube stars... And everyone, diminishes the fact that they do YouTube for a living, but it can be really hard work when you put look how much they learned to make these killer ass fucking movies.
Yeah, 100%. And I mean, even consuming that amount of media as a whole, like as a YouTuber who puts out a gameplay through daily, you go through so much media, good and bad, that you get such a good idea of what good media can look like or should look like, right? Like you get to a point where you understand, okay, here are the beats that a video game needs to hit in order for me to really enjoy it. What are the video games that, might fall into that category? And then you just kind of go from there, but that translates into anything.
Yeah.
And, oh God, I think it's only beginning. Especially because the younger generations are the first generations to grow up entirely with technology fully from the get-go.
Yeah.
By the time they're all adults and they're out in the world with degrees and have much more knowledge than they already do, then they're already gaining every day.
Dude, the world of horror is going to look so crazy in like 5 years. Even.
Dude, 2 years. 2028. You and I are probably going to be talking about one of the most fucked up, crazy, scariest horror movies that we've ever seen.
What's going on in 2028?
I don't know. I'm just saying, like...
I thought you had something in mind.
2 years from now, there's probably going to be such a crazy fucking...
This comes out... I think we should have another game VOD up, hopefully, when this comes out.
2 years and 8 months for Iron Lung.
Damn.
We're in for a lot of good shit, but keep your eye out on some of these younger directors, specifically Resident Evil. Watch anything Zach Cregger, please. I have been so
We rave about him
unbelievably
so much.
happy with all of his movies.
Zach
and he's a
Krager.
big fan of Justin Long, just like I am.
And
so.
who's the other director?
Oh,
Oculus. Mike Flanagan.
Mike Flanagan. Yes.
I can't believe it. Like, from all of the things he's known for, I go with Oculus.
Yeah.
Mike Flanagan, Zach Krager. Oh man. Anyways, yeah.
God damn.
We've got some killer directors to look out for. Like I said, there hopefully will be a game VOD up. If we'll mass message. We're hoping to stream the day before this comes out.
Life just got really crazy, so.
Yeah. But I'm on my new work schedule, which is super nice.
Yeah.
All of your stuff is kind of coming to a close in a good way, where it starts something new that is less, I don't want to say less dramatic, but less intense, maybe. We've got some good things happening towards the end of this year. We've got, again, give us movie recs for the holiday season, October to January 1st, honestly, or any other holiday movies that you want us to cover. I think someone said something about us covering Leprechaun for, St. Patty's Day. So we'll see. We'll see how thematic we can get next year. Or, I mean, we're only halfway through this year, but it does not feel like it.
We're more than halfway through this year.
It's 1 month more into this year. June's halfway. Oh, I guess we're in August now.
We're about to be in August. Next Friday is the 31st.
Well, and this episode comes out. It's our first episode of August.
Yeah. So we are, yeah. No, it's more than halfway.
God. Yep. Anyways.
All right.
Not gonna the existential crisis over that.
Yeah, we won't make you experience existentialism with us. We're just gonna.
We're gonna go now.
Yeah.
Add it to the list, maybe.
Go watch this movie. I think for the sake of. I mean, as far as horror movies go, I'll call it a staple. Not that it's an amazing movie, but it is definitely a staple among horror movies.
Yeah, I think it's kind of mid-tier for greatness. It's like a fine movie. Watch it with some friends.
A lot of that stuff only went up as The Conjuring went out.
Yeah.
Not Insidious movies specifically, but like The Conjuring fucking rips.
Yeah.
And we'll do that at some point.
That is on the list.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode. Follow our Instagram and Threads at No Cell Service Pod. Until next time.